This is a place.
This is a place?
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place. Welcome to this week's episode of This is a Place podcast. My name is Nate.
My name is Brandon.
And happy National One-Liners Day. That's the same with dad's jokes, right?
A one-liner?
A one-liner?
Yeah, those tend to be one-liners. Yeah, I think so. Do you have what am I even asking? What are some of your favorite one-liners? Do you have a favorite one-liner? I'm sure you have many.
Just depends on the day. But I like them. But can I tell you something?
Yes.
Going off the subject of one-liners, a lot of times we look up the holidays and there's like really slim pickings. Today there's like 1,000 of them.
I know.
Do you want to? Can I read all through them? And then
Yeah.
we can pick what they want to celebrate today.
Let's hear it.
It's Squirrel Appreciation Day, which is crazy because there's tons of squirrels. We've talked about that before. It's Grandma Day. It's International Play Date Day. Sometimes we go on play dates. International Sweatpants Day. Mariachi Day. Museum Selfie Day. National Check Your Coverage Day.
Like
National
healthcare
Cheesy
coverage?
Socks Day. So cheesy
Ew.
socks. Do you have any cheesy socks?
What does that mean? Like cheesy,
if you had
they stink?
No, I guess no. It's if you had like SpongeBob SquarePants socks or something like that.
Yeah, I got. Well, I don't have SpongeBob, but yeah, I got some Christmas Story socks.
There you go, stuff like that. Hug Your Puppy Day. Just National Hugging Day. I feel like we've done Hugs Day before.
Yeah, Hug a Friend Day. We've done that one.
Own Your Own Home Day.
Okay, it's a good day.
Thank a Mentor Day. And Weedless Wednesday. So no smoking weed today. That's a lot. It was hard to choose from, but I feel like one-liners is more fitting for our podcast since
we use a lot of
them.
We
like to pretend that we are funny and we have lots of good jokes. One-liners.
Yeah, we pretend, but they're all borrowed from other places. We don't have any original ideas. 100%. We all do.
We all do. That's where I get my one. I just from a movie and or hearing somebody. I don't have any original jokes.
Yeah, it's usually movies or shows. We don't really quote history one-liners. That's not our thing. But yeah, we enjoy the one-liners. It's fitting. But yeah, some days we've got one or two holidays to pick from, but January 21st, you've got all sorts of things you can do to celebrate. So take your pick. We picked one-liners. You can pick whatever you want. Well, Nate, I think we got to jump right into it because, there's a lot to talk about in this topic. We probably won't get through it all. This won't be an exhaustive history or record of our topic today. And not our only episode on this topic either. There's at least two other ones we can do, but it's fitting. And we may be a little ill prepared, but I just saw on my cousin's Instagram story that yesterday was the 20th anniversary of, oh boy, could we say this is the biggest movie filmed in Utah? Maybe, should we say the biggest franchise filmed in Utah? Maybe not the biggest standalone movie, but the biggest franchise where maybe the only franchise. Is there other movies that have had multiple movies filmed here?
One of our favorites wasn't Halloween. Wasn't there a few?
Okay, yeah, but like not every movie was filmed here, right? This one, every single movie in this franchise was filmed somewhere in Utah.
Yeah.
And
I think wasn't Yellowstone filmed here for a while too?
Yeah, some of it.
So that's pretty big, but not on the scale of High School Musical.
Yes. High School Musical 1, 2, and 3 all filmed here. And then I think even the Disney, they did like a series a few years ago.
Show.
Still might be going on wherever Olivia Rodrigo got her start. that still was filmed here in Utah. So High School Musical just synonymous with our state. And pretty big deal. I mean, I don't know where it stands on the budget was 4.2 million. I don't know how much money it made. Cuz it's funny. It seemed like this was the breakout for Disney Channel original movies. Breakout meaning it branched out more than just the same people watching all the Disney Channel original movies. Like people that were my age would watch them, right? If you had Disney Channel. But this one feel like it kind of transcended that. It became more than just, Halloween Town, or
Hallmark style movie, right?
what is that other one? The one where she has the doll that comes to life. Life size? Tyra Banks? I don't know what it's called. But there's been a lot of good Disney Channel original movies, but none that transcended and became like a big deal where it didn't just play on the Disney Channel, but you could actually go to the theater and see the movie.
Right. Because they did end up releasing this third one, right, in movie theaters
Yes.
instead
And
of.
I don't know how we haven't talked about it yet, because I'm in that movie. I'm in one of these movies. And so how many years we've been doing the podcast? We're gonna start year 6 coming up in the next few months here, and we have yet to talk about one of the movies I'm in. We'll have to get to it eventually, but until then, we have to talk about this one because it's a pretty big deal, a pretty big anniversary. 20 years. Is that crazy? Does it feel like it's
Well,
been that long?
yesterday was 27 years from when I entered the MTC.
Oh, even bigger deal than High School Musical then.
Yeah, so I'm my MTC experience is older than High School Musical. So I was home in time to watch High School Musical. That's good news.
That thank goodness.
Yes, I wasn't gone for this phenomenon.
So, how soon did you watch High School Musical upon its release?
I feel like I watched it fairly early, like when it was becoming such a big deal.
Like you didn't even have kids when it came out, right?
20
20 years
years
ago.
ago. Mm-mm,
So you were
I did
just
not.
a grown adult man watching High School Musical, huh?
I remember we had our friend Casey Clyde on the podcast. His dad, and I've probably mentioned this before, his dad made movies as well, a lot of independent stuff. And he had Zac Efron in one of his movies. I think that's what probably triggered me to watch High School Musical originally because he posted something about how he knew Zach before Zach was cool.
It was a
And
movie,
yeah, he had a movie, something to do with the horse,
The Derby Stallion.
something like that, that Zach was in. So he's
Okay.
kind of like, I discovered Zach or knew Zach before Zach was popular. That probably what triggered me to watch High School Musical.
Makes sense. We'll have to
But
check
I
check this
got
one
my head
out.
in the game early. I remember watching it when it was,
Good one liner.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't think I think I saw the second High School Musical before I even saw the first one. I didn't grow up and we never had cable. I didn't have the ability to even watch the show. And so I, for whatever reason, missed it. Did never watch High School Musical 1. But then when High School Musical 2, we went to my grandma's house and watched it on her cable.
So you saw High
So
School Musical 2 before the first one?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, and again, it wasn't. I mean, maybe there was a bit of a lack of interest. Maybe I was trying to be too cool. Like I don't want to watch High School Musical. That's lame.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But it was enough to the point where I was like, yeah, I should probably go see the second one. Because at this point, it wasn't a surprise that it was filmed in Utah, right? Everybody was talking about it in East High School where it was filmed. Um, most, if not all, filmed at East High. And so, yeah, it became a big deal and something that wasn't just the talk of the town, but like everybody was talking about it. But especially here in Utah, because it was filmed in our own backyard, right? Somewhere you could go see. Like even to this day, if you go to East High School, they have her locker. Sharpay, the you know girly girl, her locker is still there.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe it. I'm pretty sure to this day it's still there, but I know at least a few years ago it was still there. Yeah, but I of course I've seen the movie now. I've seen it. I think I showed my kids the movie a few years ago. Didn't catch on quite like it did with our my generation, but it still is a it's a good movie, right? If you don't know the plot, basically you've got Mr. I guess you wouldn't say all sports. He's mostly a basketball guy, and he meets a girl. And
On
in the movie, they're both
at a resort though,
vacationing.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
at a
Into it.
ski lodge in Utah, and they meet up, sing some karaoke, and then both wind up. That's funny. So the ski lodge is in Utah in the movie, but then they return home to East High School in New Mexico, where he's the captain of the basketball team, and his father's the coach. And then Gabriella, the love interest, transfers to East High, and she's into musicals, the that side of things. And so he kind of wants to get close to her. So he's like grappling between do I stay the basketball guy only, or do I also put some time and some attention into this musical, this high school musical? So that's the gist of it. The back and forth of him being Mr. Manly Man or Mr.
Jock.
Yeah, the jock, I guess not manly man,
I
being the
kind of
jock versus being a theater guy.
I feel like it kind of started that whole um era of it's cool to be in singing stuff. Like Glee came out a few
Hmm.
years later,
Yeah.
kind of this almost not the same storyline, but same thing where jock football dudes become part of the Glee club and it's now cool to be a singer. So
Yeah.
I think it kind of helped. I don't know. It feels like to me that High School Musical, Glee, and American Idol, all that stuff helped make singing cool. Like I feel like growing up, you did have the separation of like the jocks and the choir and the drama department. They were all kind of their own things and they didn't really always mix very well.
Right.
But now it's cool. It's cool. You can be the captain of the basketball team. You can be the captain of the football team and still be in concert choir and be cool.
Yeah. And it was again, not didn't watch it right away, but like when it came out, I think I was in seventh grade when it came out. And this was a time when I always liked to play sports. I was never really even good enough for like the junior high basketball team, but I'd still try out and everything. But I was in musicals in those days. And, I guess I appreciated the fact that this came out and it was like, yeah, it's cool to be a theater kid and you can like sports. Like it doesn't make you less of a man, or you know what I mean? You can have your head in your foot in both worlds, basically.
Yeah.
Let's see. It generated 7.7 million views in its premiere broadcast, breaking the then record for the highest premiere for the network. Internationally, the film also saw considerable success. As of 2019, over 225 million unique viewers were calculated as watched High School Musical. The film generally received mixed reviews from critics, with praise for its cast and music, but criticism for its sentimentality. It was more positively received by audiences. The film soundtracks was the film's soundtrack was commercially and critically successful, reaching atop the Billboard 200 with its lead single "Breaking Free," reaching number 4 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. Directed by Kenny Ortega, which is the guy that did also one of our favorite Disney Channel original movies. Is the what's it called? The Witches.
Oh,
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
Was that a Disney Channel original movie? I think it was. So he did this one and that one. It was filmed in the summer of 2005. Principal photography took place in Utah with East High School and Murray High School. That's right. Some of it was filmed at Murray, as well as Salt Lake City. Additional scenes were filmed in Los Angeles. High School Musical. Let's see.
Hocus Pocus was a theater.
Okay, there you go. But either way, both directed by Kenny Ortega, or all the High School Musicals were directed by Kenny Ortega, the same guy that did Hocus Pocus. So yeah, probably his biggest movie. Have you been to East High before? You've never been in? Never been to the school?
I may have been on the football field or like seen a game there, but I've never been on campus. I've driven by plenty of time, but never. I've been to West High School a few times, but not East.
That's their rivals, West, but I don't think we get any appearances from West High.
And then yeah, I mean, didn't they use Murray High School for a little bit of the scenes too? I think the auditorium was in Murray, right?
I don't think the auditorium was.
No,
but they did use Murray for some of it. I don't know specifically.
I've been in Murray High School before.
Yeah, both pretty cool high schools, pretty unique, right? But I feel like there's not a lot of like mountain shots, not a lot of outside except for in front of the school. Like it's mostly inside. Why is that?
Part of the reason probably was because they filmed it in the middle of winter. So the scenes you do see, you can see some snow.
Didn't I just say it was filmed in summer of 2005?
I thought it was winter.
That's what it says here. It says you weren't listening to me.
God. I'm sorry. I was probably trying to read up to get some cool facts.
It says the filming was filmed in the summer of 2005.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it was a different.
Because they couldn't do it in the winter because it was during school, So they had to do it in the summer.
Maybe my facts are coming from the other movie, but I thought that's why.
Well, I mean, I can speak more on the third movie because I was there, but that was also filmed in the summer of 2009, 2008. Definitely in the summer when I was there. But what cool facts did you find?
There's got to be a fan that listens, a fan of High School Musical that knows all these facts.
I'm sure my cousin. I mean, she posted an Instagram story about it because it's pretty important. So when I was in one of the movies, I was a pretty big deal in her eyes. It says the first film was shot in just 24 days, which is typically significantly shorter than the typical filming schedule for a musical. Here's one fun fact maybe you don't know. The singing of the first movie, none of it is Zac Efron.
Right. I saw that.
Ashley Tisdale, the one who's the, Sharpay, she originally auditioned for the role of Gabriella, was ultimately cast as Sharpay. The director felt she was better suited for the role of the ambitious drama queen, which I think was the right move. Yeah, I mean it's had continual popularity. They've had another show spinoff, so I think it's cool that they've continued to do it in Utah and haven't opted for a different location. I think that's fun.
Okay.
They're like, this is East High, this is where it's at, and we're gonna keep it that way.
So the second one, that's probably where the facts got mixed up, is that they started shooting that in January when
Mm,
it's supposed to obviously take place during the summer,
yeah, but most of that was filmed in St. George,
right? But they said
so
it was
maybe
still pretty cold.
maybe we'll have to maybe we'll have to make it down there and then check out some of
Yeah.
the locations, the filming locations.
Mhm.
But I
Do our
think
own reenactments.
we're limited. Okay, reenactments, yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. Can go on the golf course and
I didn't enjoy I've seen the first one a bunch of times and I've seen the third one a bunch of times. Second one, maybe a couple times.
not your favorite.
Mm-mm.
We'll have to rewatch it. We're gonna have to have a watch party for the third one so we can truly appreciate the uh the impact because that one's a big deal. I'm excited to talk about that eventually. Maybe in the next 4 years or 5 years, we can get around to that. Maybe at the anniversary of whenever that one came out. Let's see what other fun facts about it. Oh, look, here we go. A Deseret News article just a couple days ago. 20 years later, how Utah. Oh, dang it. I mean, I think the coach, the dad, I know he makes appearances. I think he might live here, or he comes here at least from time to time. I have a friend that someone I was friends with in high school as a teacher at a school in Harriman, and he came for like an assembly or something. Did a whole thing with them, did some videos with them and stuff. So I think he's still around.
Okay. If the Google AI is correct, it says the auditorium for the iconic breaking free scene in High School Musical was filmed at Murray High School in Murray, Utah.
Okay.
So I know I've heard Murray graduates talk about that, so I'm pretty sure that was true.
And maybe I know that for the third movie they filmed stuff in the gym at East because I was there for to see, they had it all decorated for the show for the movie. I'm not in a scene in the gym, but that was kind of like their spot. They held us to prepare for stuff. Oh
Cool.
yeah. What's his name? Bart Johnson. He lives in Utah still. So yeah, he's still around. Maybe we got to get that guy on the podcast. I think he's from here. But yeah, it's again probably one of the movies Utah's most known for. I think Sandlot, Dumb and Dumber are pretty big, but people my age, they probably know High School Musical the most. Would you agree? Maybe a bigger deal for people that grew up with this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if maybe I'll test it out when my daughter gets home from school and start quoting some lines from High School Musical. She would even understand what I'm saying.
She know it well enough
She
to pick
might.
up on the
I
quotes.
don't know if she would. I don't know if she's seen it. That's my question. I don't know
Oh,
if,
okay.
but she is into theater and drama.
It's right down our alley.
So I would think she has seen it before, but probably not well enough to remember quotes from the movie. I mean, how often after the show came out that you're playing basketball did you say, get your
Get
head
your
in
head
the
in the
game?
game. Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's how you can tell people who've seen it because they would laugh with you. If not, they would be like, "What?"
Yeah. Maybe that's the one liner from this movie that we pick up. But it's a good movie. Um, I'm glad that they kept it going for a couple more, and that I got an experience to be a part of one of them. But yeah, maybe it's time I go back and rewatch this with the kids. They're a little bit older now. Maybe they'll appreciate it more. Looking through this article, though, I can confirm they do still have two pink lockers in East High.
Oh, cool. That'd be fun. I'm looking at some website called Life Elevated Utah.
Okay.
Visit utah.com. And I don't know if this is like an old website or if they're still doing it, but it's a 4-day guided tour of High School Musical.
Oh boy.
What starts in Salt Lake and ends in like Zion's.
So
Maybe
it's
we
not
should
it's
hop.
not just it's just for High
Day
School
one, you live
Musical.
like a wildcat and you go to like a bunch of locations in Salt Lake. Day two, you hit the slopes and go to the places they use for skiing and probably the first scene or whatever.
Yeah.
Day three is get your head in the game. You go to St. George and then break free and visit the wild in Zion's Park.
Huh.
Anyways, cool. Somebody made a whole touring vacation guide thing out of it.
Hmm. Well, there
I
you
wonder if
go.
that's still going or this is like an old website I stumbled upon. So yeah,
If you are a huge High School Musical fan, book your tour if it still exists. I will say that I still get excited every time I end up having to drive past East High, and definitely point out to the kids that's where they filmed High School Musical. So that's fun. I know there's been, did they talk about like tearing it down or redoing the school, which I think would be the worst, just because you're going to get rid of what where they filmed this movie.
yeah.
Don't do that. We don't need updates. Just leave it the way it is. That's
I've heard they're pretty cool about doing tours of East High School and even Murray for the auditorium if you call ahead. But I
mm,
wonder how often people just like fly in and want to go visit the sites and they're just like, you got to get off campus during school hours or
yeah.
I don't feel like I know elementary schools, and you probably know that more than I do right now because you have kids in
Can't
elementary
just walk
school, but
in.
you can't just walk in anymore like you could back when I was a kid. But high school, they feel like they're a little bit more relaxed on that. They want you to just go to the offices, but you can probably wander the halls a little bit before they're like, "Can I help you? You need to get out of here."
Maybe we should try one of these days. We should just show
Breaking
up
in.
or call them. Say, hey, we want to do a second episode. Give us a guided tour. No, but I'd love to hear. Maybe we have some listeners that were in the movie, or maybe this is your favorite movie, or let us know what facts we left out about one of the greatest.
I mean, outside of the tax benefits, I heard that's one of the reasons they wanted to film this here in Utah is because we have like a pretty big theater presence. A lot of kids
Mm,
like so it was easier to find. As you're an example,
yeah.
find people who are willing to be extras and background. So
Yep. I was. You didn't have to ask me twice to do it. But again, it's a story for another day. You guys are gonna have to keep listening to the podcast to find out more.
and do you think Disney thought like when they made this movie, it's just another white noise on their channel, and then they were like shocked when it went gangbusters?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I
Because
think
you hear
it's
musicians all the time say, right, like some of their biggest hits they thought was just filler for their album, and then it turned out to be the big song on their album.
yeah,
You
you
just
never
wonder,
know.
like something like this, like
You never know where lightning's gonna
were they
strike.
were they expecting it? Is what did they know when they made this movie? They're like, we did it, we've got a hit.
When we did our episode on the Hawaiian or on Forgotten Carols, did we know those would be our biggest episodes? No,
No,
we didn't.
we did not. Did we know more than 5 people listened to it? No, we did not.
No, we did not. You never know where lightning's gonna strike.
Just one kid downloaded it 20 times. That's all that happened.
Yeah. Well, like 500 times.
500 times that.
But let us know what's your experience with High School Musical. What's your favorite part of the movie? And yeah,
And if you have any insight to two or number three, like Brandon does, let us know. Maybe we'll
I'll be the
use.
special guest for 3. But if someone wants to come in for number 2,
Well, we don't necessarily need a special guest. If you were like in it. Yeah, come on. Talk to us about it. But just fun facts. Any
Yeah.
insider knowledge that we can't find on the Googles
Or the AIs.
or the AIs.
Yeah. It's a good movie. Give it a watch to celebrate 20 years of High School Musical. Thank you for listening. This is a Place podcast.
And this was a movie we just talked about.